Right now, humanity is consuming materials faster than at any point in history. In just the last 5 years, we've used 500 gigatons of resources, more than in the entire first 70 years of the 20th century combined. We take, we make, we waste. Repeat. It's called the linear economy, and it's literally running the planet into the ground. But what if I told you there's a completely different system? One where nothing gets wasted, where products are designed to last forever, where the very concept of garbage doesn't exist. It's called the circular economy, and it's not some distant dream. It's happening right now, and it's about to change everything. The circular economy, redesigning everything. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth about how our economy actually works. The linear economy operates on a simple premise. Extract raw materials from the earth, manufacture products, use them for a while, then throw them away. Take, make, waste. It's the foundation of modern industrial society, and it's completely unsustainable. Here's the problem. This model assumes infinite resources and infinite waste absorption capacity. Neither exists. We're degrading natural capital, soil erosion, ocean pollution, biodiversity loss at unprecedented rates. And here's the kicker. The global circularity rate, which measures how much material we actually reuse versus how much virgin material we extract, has actually fallen from 9.1% in 2018 to just 6.9% in 2025. We're going backwards. Why? Because while recycling has increased, virgin material extraction has skyrocketed even faster. In 2025, humanity consumed 106 billion tons of materials. That's the weight of 700 million blue whales. Every single year. So recycling alone, it's not working. We need something fundamentally different. Enter the circular economy, a system that's restorative and regenerative by design. Instead of take-make waste, the circular economy operates on 3 core principles. And these aren't just nice ideas, they're design imperatives. First, eliminate waste and pollution. Here's the key insight. Waste isn't an inevitable consequence of production, it's a design flaw. In a circular economy, products are designed from the start to never become waste. Non-toxic materials, closed-loop cycles, waste prevention, not waste management. Second, circulate products and materials at their highest value. This means keeping products in use as long as possible through maintenance, repair, refurbishment, and remanufacturing. Recycling? That's actually the last resort, not the first solution. Third, regenerate nature. This goes beyond do no harm. The circular economy actively improves natural systems, returning nutrients to soil, restoring biodiversity, sequestering carbon. It's not just sustainable, it's regenerative. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation visualizes this with the butterfly diagram, showing 2 distinct cycles. On one side, the biological cycle, organic materials that can safely return to nature through composting and digestion. On the other, the technical cycle, metals, plastics, synthetic materials that must be recovered and reused indefinitely because they don't biodegrade. The goal? Keep materials in the tightest possible loops. Because the tighter the loop, the less energy and fewer resources you need. So how do you actually do circular economy? There's a framework called the 9 or hierarchy. 9 strategies ranging from our 0 to our 9, ranked by how much value they preserve. Let's break down the most important ones. Our 0 is refuse, questioning whether a product is even necessary. Remember CDs? Spotify didn't just make music digital. It eliminated the need for physical products entirely. No plastic discs, no jewel cases, no shipping. Millions of tons of materials refused. Our 1 is rethink, using products more intensively through sharing or multifunctional design. Your car sits parked 95% of the time. Car-sharing platforms like Zipcar turn that wasted capacity into value, meaning we need fewer cars total to serve the same number of people. Our 2 is reduce, manufacturing more efficiently with less material. Unilever's concentrated detergents and refillable packaging cut material use by 30 to 40% per unit. Same clean clothes, fraction of the resources. Then we get to the lifespan extension strategies. Our 3 through our 7. Our 3, reuse. IKEA's furniture buyback program lets you return used pieces for resale. Still functional? Keep it in circulation. Our 4, repair. The right to repair movement fights for products designed with replaceable components. Why throw away an entire laptop when just the battery failed? R5. Refurbish. Apple's certified refurbished program takes used devices, restores them to like new condition, adds warranties. You get a premium product at a lower price. Apple keeps materials in use. Everyone wins. R6. Remanufacture. This is where it gets serious. Caterpillar, the heavy machinery company, doesn't just repair engines, they completely dismantle them, test every part, and rebuild them to original specifications. The result? Performance identical to new, but with 80% less material cost. They've been doing this since 1973. R7. Repurpose. Swiss company Freitag makes premium bags from old truck tarpaulins. Waste from the logistics industry becomes a fashion statement. That's materials jumping sectors entirely. Finally, R8 and R9, the strategies we rely on too much. R8 is recycle, breaking materials down into secondary raw materials. Patagonia recycles plastic bottles into polyester fibers for jackets. It's valuable, but energy-intensive and often results in lower quality materials. R9 is recover, burning non-recyclable waste for energy. It's better than landfills, but you permanently lose the material. It's the absolute last option. Here's the critical point. We've been obsessed with R8 and R9, recycling and energy recovery. But the real power is in R0 through R7. Refuse, rethink, reduce, reuse, repair. Those are the strategies that fundamentally change resource consumption. Now, here's where circular economy gets really disruptive. It's not just about recycling better. It's about completely redesigning how businesses make money. Meet product as a service or pass. Instead of selling you a product, companies sell you the service that product provides. Philips doesn't sell light fixtures to some clients. They sell lighting. You pay for lumens delivered, not bulbs. Philips owns the hardware, maintains it, upgrades it, and recovers all materials at end of life. For Philips, every broken fixture is now a cost, not a revenue opportunity. So what do? Design products that last decades. This model completely flips the incentives. Planned obsolescence? Dead. Companies now want products to last as long as possible. This works across industries. Michelin sells miles driven instead of tires. Rolls-Royce sells thrust hours instead of jet engines. You rent clothing for special events. You lease solar panels. You subscribe to office furniture. The result? Companies monetize each use cycle, not just the initial sale. Revenue increases. Material consumption decreases. It's economically superior and environmentally regenerative. Then there's the sharing economy, maximizing the utilization of existing assets. Why should every household own a power drill that gets used for 13 minutes in its entire lifetime? Tool libraries and rental services mean one drill serves dozens of households. Same logic for cars, bikes, boats, camping gear, formal wear. If we can keep assets in use 80 to 90% of the time instead of 5 to 10%, we need dramatically fewer of them total. Finally, circular inputs, products designed for infinite material loops. Adidas Futurecraft Loop running shoes are made from a single recyclable material. You run in them for 500 miles, send them back. They're ground down and remade into new shoes. Zero waste. Infinite cycles. Here's the thing. None of this works without information. How do you know what's in a product? Where it came from? How to disassemble it? What materials it contains? Enter the digital backbone of circularity. Digital product passports, or DPPs, are like birth certificates for products. They contain everything: material composition, energy use, repair instructions, recycling guidance. Scan a QR code on your phone, and you know exactly what you're dealing with. And they're built on blockchain, immutable, decentralized ledgers that track products through their entire life cycle. From manufacturer to consumer to recycler, everyone has access to the truth. No more mystery materials. No more contaminated recycling streams. Combine that with IoT sensors, and products start talking to you. Industrial equipment reports its own health status in real time. Rolls-Royce engines tell maintenance crews when a part will fail before it fails. This extends asset life by decades and prevents catastrophic waste. Add AI to analyze all this data, and suddenly you can optimize entire supply chains for circularity. Which materials flow where? Which loops are most efficient? Where are the bottlenecks? AI answers these questions at scale, making circular logistics economically viable. So how is this playing out in actual industries? Construction is designing for disassembly. Buildings use modular components and dry-stacked walls, no mortar. When the building's life ends, you don't demolish it, you deconstruct it. Every beam, every panel becomes material for the next project. Some buildings even have material passports documenting every component's location and composition, turning structures into material banks for the future. Electronics is tackling the fastest-growing waste stream on Earth. The EU now mandates a 65% collection rate for e-waste and minimum recycled content in new products. Companies like Fairphone build modular devices. You replace individual parts instead of the entire phone. Right-to-repair legislation is forcing manufacturers to provide spare parts and repair manuals. Fashion is moving beyond fast fashion suicide. Patagonia's worn wear program repairs and resells used clothing. The EU's new Waste Framework Directive requires eco-modulated fees. Durable, recyclable garments cost less for producers. Disposable, fast fashion costs more. The incentives are finally aligning. Food systems are closing the nutrient loop. Coffee grounds become biofuel. Crop waste becomes compostable packaging. Regenerative agriculture rebuilds soil health without chemical fertilizers. Animal waste returns to fields as natural nutrients. The entire system mimics nature's cycles. None of this happens by accident. It requires policy. The European Union's Circular Economy Action Plan is the gold standard, mandating recycled content, banning certain single-use products, and requiring extended producer responsibility where manufacturers pay for end-of-life management. China's 14th Five-Year Plan targets a 20% increase in resource productivity and aims to recycle 20 million tons of non-ferrous metals annually by 2025. This isn't environmental idealism, it's national security. Resource independence. Japan's fifth fundamental plan prioritizes critical mineral recovery, cobalt, rare earths, essential for clean energy transitions. The key mechanism? Extended producer responsibility with eco-modulated fees. Design a highly recyclable product? Lower fees. Use hazardous materials? Higher fees. Make it durable and modular? Significant discounts. The market starts rewarding circular design. Now for the hard truth. We're not there yet. Despite all this progress, the global circularity rate is actually declining. We're extracting virgin materials faster than we're building circular systems. We need to reach 25% circularity to make a real dent in climate change. Right now, we're at 6.9%. The barriers are real. High upfront costs for circular infrastructure. Regulatory inconsistency across countries. Perception that recycled materials are lower quality, even when they're not. Consumer habits anchored in ownership rather than access. But here's what gives me hope. The economics are shifting. Product-as-a-service models are proving more profitable. Digital tools are eliminating information barriers. Policies are creating mandatory targets. And critically, the next generation gets it. They're demanding circularity from brands. The circular economy isn't just better recycling. It's a complete reimagining of value creation. It's realizing that in nature, there's no such thing as waste. Everything is food for something else. Every end is a beginning. And we can design our economy to work the same way. The transition is already underway. By 2030, the European Union aims to double its circularity rate. China is building comprehensive resource recycling systems. Thousands of companies are redesigning products, business models, and entire supply chains. With blockchain providing trust, IoT providing visibility, and AI providing optimization, we finally have the tools to manage planetary resource flows with the same sophistication we manage financial flows. The linear economy was never meant to last forever. The question isn't if we transition to circularity, it's how fast. Because in a finite world, the only sustainable economy is a circular one. If this changed how you think about resources, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into systems that are reshaping our world. And here's my question for you. What's one thing you could refuse, rethink, or repair this week instead of buying new? Share your circular strategies in the comments. I want to hear what's working in your life. If you want to see circularity in action, check out my video on waste-to-energy power generation, where we explore how trash becomes electricity. Link in the description. Thanks for watching. Until next time, remember, waste is just a resource in the wrong place.